Hello everyone. Today we want to take a look at Packet Tracer 1161 switch security configuration. You can see 5 objectives that we have here: create a secure trunks, secure unused switch ports, implement port security, and enable DHCP snooping, and configure rapid PVSD, port fast, and BPDU guard. It's about switch and layer 2 security features. As you know, first we should go to step 1, create a secure trunk. First we should connect G02 ports of 2 access layer switch. Okay, between switch 1 and switch 2 we should go here to cable and create cable and click on this cable G02 and G02. Yes, this is copper straight through. And second step, it should be second step, configure ports G01 and G02 as static trunks on both switches. Okay, we should go to switch 1, enable mode, and configure terminal, and right here, interface, range, facet G01 and 2. Yes, this command. And we should configure switch port mode trunk first. Yes. And also we should disable the DTP negotiation. You should write yes here. Switch port no negotiate. It means you want to disable and deactivate DTP mode and dynamic trunking protocol in this situation, and you choose a static yes mode. And also we should create VLAN 100. This is create VLAN 100, and also give name it. Name should be native VLAN, and our native VLAN is 100. And configure all trunk ports on both switches to use VLAN 100 as a native VLAN. Okay, you should come back to config terminal and write again under switch port range G01 and G01 and 2, write switch port trunk, switch port trunk native VLAN 100. As you know, in all of the switch in your network should be activated same native VLAN, for example VLAN 100 here. And it's same process for switch 2. We should go here and enable and conf-t and interface range G01 and 2 right here, you can see, and switch port mode trunk and switch port no negotiate, and also VLAN 100, and name should be native and exec, and again G01 and 2, same command we have written for this switch, same. And in this step 2, we should secure unused switch ports. Okay, because of security is very important in our network, we should shut down all unused switch ports. Yes, it's prevent any attack and any threaten and menace. Yes, here you should go to switch 1 here and exec mode, and right here which interface we can not and we don't want to use here, interface, range, fast Ethernet, you can see 0, 1, and 2, we can use 0, 0, 3 to 0, 9, and also 0, 11, fast Ethernet, 0, 11 to 23, and also, okay, yes, we don't have any more here, no, yes, correct, and also we should shut down it. Okay, now it's better. And in the next step, we should on switch 1 create VLAN 999. Okay, we should listen to the order here. 999, and name should be black hole. And the configure name must change, must match the requirements exactly. Okay, and move all unused switchboard to the black hole VLAN. What is black hole VLAN? Okay, black hole VLAN in our network, if you don't want to use some ports and some link and some interfaces, you should shut down it and put all of them in black hole. And it's the security mode for our network. And black hole is the resource and source of our unused ports. And in this situation, you should come back to your config mode and interface range, and same process, interface range fast 03 to 9 and also 11 to 23, and right here switch port access VLAN 99, and automatic and dynamically you can see all of the unused ports move to black hole. Okay, and other thing, implement port security. As you know, port security is by default, because by default all of the net interfaces on a Cisco switch are turned on, and it means attacker can connect to our network. If you know which device will be connected to which port, you can use the Cisco security feature called port security. By port security, we can prevent attacker to connect his devices. But what should we do? And what is the command to use port security? Activate port security on all the active access port on switch 1. Okay, you can see which switch is active here. Interface fast Ethernet 01 and 2, and also G01 and yes, and also fast Ethernet 0, 10, and also fast Ethernet 024. Port security should activate and at enable for some ports that end to end user, that connect to end user and PC and printer like that. You cannot enable G02 and G01 for port security. Okay, this is important, and this is like a rule. Okay, we are lack of range here. Okay, and right here, switch port. First, all of them should be accessed. We cannot accept trunking mode because it end because these end to end user and connect to end user, and also switch port security. And now all of them will be active. And configure the active ports to allow maximum of 4 MAC addresses to be learned on the ports. Okay, in this situation, under these interfaces, you should write here switch port security maximum. How many is 4. You can get, and your interface can get, your ports can get maximum 4 MAC address. And for port 1 on switch 1, statically configure the MAC address of the PC using port security. Okay, we should exit here and interface fast Ethernet 01 according to the assignment here. You should get here. This is PC1, and command here and write here ipconfig /all, and you can see what is MAC address of fast Ethernet connection here. This is MAC address. You can copy here and go back here and write here switch port security MAC address, and should be paste here, and this is our MAC address, because yes, it's MAC address here. Configure each active access port so that it will automatically add the MAC address learned on the port to the running configuration. Yes, it indicates to switch port security MAC address is sticky. You should exit here and come back to our fast Ethernet, our networks, and our ports that connected to all end users here, and right here I want to have switch port security MAC address sticky. I want to get MAC address automatically, and it's command to get MAC address automatically from a computer. If any computer connect to this port, automatically this switch can get MAC address from this computer, and it's the miracle of this command. And configure the port security violation mode to drop packets from MAC address that exceed the maximum, generate a syslog entry, but no disable the port. As you know, first we should do that, and after that I will describe for you what this should be here. Switch port security and violation, and question mark here. You can see we have a 3 mode here. Shutdown if any devices, any computer connect to your device and it will be a violation for your computer, it will be shut down. This port should be shut down directly. And in protect and restrict mode, it will not be shut down. And in protect mode, you can get also syslog and information and message in your system, but in restrict mode you cannot get any excuse me, in restrict mode you can get any syslog and information and message, and in protect mode you cannot get anything here. Only something like your switch ignore this port but don't shut down, and in restrict and protect mode this port will be ignored. Okay, in this situation we should use restrict mode because we want to have syslog here, and configure DHCP snooping. Okay, and what about DHCP snooping? Exit first and configure the trunk ports on switch 1 as trusted port. Okay, in this situation, you should write here interface range fast Ethernet G01 and 2. G01 and 2 should be a snooping trust, okay? Because this because both of interfaces are in trunking mode and connected to other switches. They cannot in this situation snooping mode. Only you should activate a snooping trust mode for ports and interfaces that connected to switches. You cannot activate for ports that connected to computer and printer, and it should be trust. Okay, in this situation, you should write here IP DHCP snooping trust, because these G01 and G01 and G02 want to pass IP addresses and packets and something like that between other network devices and end users. And DHCP snooping is like an inspector of our network, and it works like a firewall between a DHCP server and, like here, this is our DHCP server, and other parts of our network like end users. Okay, first we enable it, and we configure some ports that we have trust to them, and limit untrusted ports on switch 1 to 5 DHCP packets per second, and also is another security mode and feature. We should do that here, and we should go to interface range fast Ethernet 0, 2 and 10 and also 24, and we should write here IP DHCP snooping limit rate 5, and exit and do WR to copy here. And in other section on switch 2, enable the DHCP snooping globally and for VLAN for VLAN 10, VLAN 20, and VLAN 99. Another form for the DHCP snooping is enabling and configure VLANs that you want to protect. And in this situation, you should go to, for example, you should write here IP DHCP snooping, and we want to activate DHCP snooping. And we say here, we want to protect this VLAN and this VLAN and this VLAN. IP DHCP snooping. Yes. IP DHCP snooping VLAN 10, 20, and 99. And configure and in step 5, configure port fast and BPDU guard. Enable port fast on all the access ports that are in use on switch 1. We should go to switch 1 here. And for enable port fast, you should write here under facet tuner 0, 1, 2, and 10, and also 24 that's connected to end user. You can write here a spanning tree port fast. Yes, configure. But what is port fast, and why we should do that? Port fast is a Cisco technique that puts a switch interface into forwarding mode immediately and skipping the listening and learning states, because end user doesn't need to get packets and every update and all of the updates from switches, because they cannot analyze it and they cannot contribute and they cannot participate in switches update, because they are end user, they are computer, they are printer. And in this situation, you used to say all of the ports here that connected to end user, I want to skip listening mode and also learning mode, learning at states. And this is very useful for interfaces that connected to computers or maybe servers so that these devices don't have to wait until the interface is up and running. And it's port fast. And it's advisable to implement port fast only on edge ports that connect end stations to the switches. Yes, here. Another thing is spanning tree. Enable BPDU guard on BPDU guard on all the access ports that are in use on switch 1. As you can see, for port fast and BPDU, you can see only you can activate it for access mode, and access mode is here. These four interfaces have access mode. G01 and G02 has trunking mode, and it's like a hint and guide for you. Okay, and BPDU, and also we should enable it. And what about BPDU? BPDU is a feature that defends the layer 2 spanning tree protocol topology against BPDU related threats, and is designed to protect the switching network. The BPDU guard feature must be activated on ports that should not receive BPDUs from connected devices. You can see it's same process for BPDU and also for port fast. We should activate for some interfaces that connect to end users, as you know. Okay, and configure switch 2 so that all access ports will use port fast by default. Okay, you should go to here and to switch 2 and right here. Okay, configure switch 2 so that all the access ports will use port fast by default. In this situation, you should write here in config mode, because it's all the access ports, and you can write in config mode spanning tree port fast default, and it will be activate for all of the access port here. And yes, eventually it will be finished. And thank you for watching, and please subscribe me and support me. Have a nice day.